thing with our laptops. We can, but as I told you, can we keep our laptop running 24 by 7? No, right? But that hardware is compatible. So we can run with that. So clear with server, client class operating system and server class operating system. Okay. So now when coming to this AWS, first of all, why EC2 is so famous? AWS primary service is EC2. AWS main revenue source also EC2 only. The reason is, see, before this AWS, don't we have servers? We have. But there is a problem. There is a problem. The problem is your requirement is a small configuration server. Or initially, at moment, you have only 10 clients. Only 10 customers are there. Okay. So that application is fully developed, but currently only 10 users are using. So at moment, you need a small server. Are you going to purchase only small server now? Why? Why? Because tomorrow, today 10 customers, tomorrow 100, day after tomorrow 1,000. So then, so everybody, everyone is optimistic, right? So after 1 month or 1 year, we are going to get 1 million customers. So then what we will do? Whenever we are getting 1 million customers, so you basically need to predict the future load, predict future usage. So then finalize the configuration. Now we have two problems. One is if prediction is correct, then okay. But if you under predicted, so you expected only 1 million customers, but you got 2 million customers. So then existing purchase server, you need to upgrade. You need to spend some more time. You need to spend some amount. You need to purchase a new server. So then you need to upgrade. This is a positive. Company will obviously spend. Why? Because they're gaining more traffic. But another scenario is you purchase a server, but it is underutilized. You expected 1 million customer, but you have only 10,000 customers. You estimated for 1 million, but currently you have only 10,000 customers. So what we can do? So obviously we need to downgrade it, but you already spent some amount, you already purchased. How we can downgrade it? Very difficult, right? So this scaling, basically the word scale up or scale down, scale in or scale out is difficult if it is a physical server. If it is a physical server, it's difficult to scale up or scale down. Okay. But if it is a virtual that is coming from AWS, if it is a virtual server, the advantage is what is your current usage? Okay, you have 10 customers, take a small server, take a small configuration. So if it is the load is more, take a higher configuration. So to perform that upgradation or a downgradation, you really don't need to put much effort. You really no need to put much effort. Just stop the server, change the category, start the server. It will run with upgraded configuration. Worst case, so you really no need to estimate. You go with the current workload. Okay, just do estimation for a week, not for a year, 2 years, and all. Okay, you are expecting 10,000 customers in coming 1 month. Okay, you upgrade it, but you are getting more customers. Take a maintenance window. Take a maintenance window. Upgrade it. So even you will get messages many times, right? Okay, SDFC, all services are in maintenance mode. Why? Whatever changes they want to implement during that maintenance window, they are going to apply that. So during that period, service disruption will happen. Without that service disruption also, we can upgrade it. However, but client will face issues. So you take a maintenance window, you do upgradation, you do downgradation. What is the advantage here? First of all, no future prediction required. Whatever actual load you required, you are purchasing that configuration and you are paying for actual usage only. Instead of that, no predictions, no high amount paying and all. So even, for example, Tomorrow, no one is going to use your server. For example, in organization, Saturday and Sunday, very few members works, right? For example, so during one weekend, no one is going to work on some resources. So then are you going to shut down that? If it is a physical servers and all, you really don't do that shutdowns and all. You will, even whether using it or not, we will keep that open. We'll always keep that resource up and running. But in cloud, as we know, no one is going to use it. We can stop it on Saturday, Friday evening. We can start it on Monday morning. From Friday evening to Monday morning, whatever the servers you have, you no need to pay anything. You no need to pay anything to AWS. So it's a completely pay as you go mechanism. Whatever resource you are actually using, you pay for that resource. Okay. Automatically, by configuring some cron jobs and all, we can automatically stop, we can automatically start. So you are actually paying for the resource you are using. Okay. So that is the advantage we have with this EC2. This is all marketing discussion. We haven't discussed anything about technical. Okay. So now you got a clarity what is EC2? What is server? Right. In EC2, we are going to launch server. So you don't find Windows 7, you don't find Windows 10 here. You will find all server class operating system only in this EC2 service. Now, so now I need a server. What are the different types we have? We will discuss that. Not with respect to the configuration. Okay. So first I need a server. I need an instance. Again, instance. What exactly instance means? Server only. The terminology, AWS terminology, in AWS terminology, we call it as an instance. In Azure, we call it as a Azure VM. In regular VMware environment, we call it as a VM, virtual machine. In GCP, we call it as a compute engine. Okay. In Alibaba Cloud, we call it as a compute. So all are same. Even in regular terminology, we even call it as a box. We call it as a box. Okay, not our tiffin box. Right. Is Exchange box is up and running? That means is Exchange server is up and running or not? So these are terminologies different. But we are referring to a server. So I'm not going to call it as a server from now. You got a clarity what is server, right? I'm not going to call it as a server from now onwards. I'm going to call it as an instance. So you also get familiar with it. Okay. So I want to launch an EC2 instance. Okay. But different scenarios. First of all, I really don't know, or my workload is unpredictable. Unpredictable means I cannot predict. I don't have any clarity. What configuration I required, how many CPUs I required, how much RAM I required. I really don't know that. I want to explore or I want to test different configurations to deliver my application. Okay. In this scenario, okay, as I'm mentioning this, my workload is unpredictable. So I can go and take this on-demand EC2 instances. On demand. Based on demand only, I'm going to take it. I'm going to use it. Okay. If I required, I'm going to upgrade it. If I required, I'm going to downgrade it. Okay. So, but no predictable usage, no stable usage. I'm going to try out different configurations. In that scenario, we can go with this on-demand EC2 instances. We are going to get charged per second basis. But minimum billing is 60 seconds. So that means you launch an instance, you use it for 5 minutes or 300 seconds, you will get bill for 300 seconds only. You launch the server, you use it for 30 seconds only. After that, you immediately realized, okay, I don't require this. You deleted it. You terminated it. Okay. So, but you used it for 30 seconds, still you will get bill of 60 seconds. That is what minimum of 60 seconds means. Okay. So we are going to get a resource Whenever you want to, you can upgrade, you can downgrade based on your usage. You will get charged. When we will go with the on demand, whenever we have unpredictable workload, that is a on demand EC to install. You know this on demand word. It's not a new one. On demand movie service. Are you aware about on demand movie service? In Amazon Prime, in Prime Videos, whenever you log in, so they are going to give some movies. But if you want to watch some specific movie, for example, you want to watch John Wick, you need to pay additionally. The movie is available, but you cannot use it immediately. So you need to pay some amount, then only you can watch that movie. It's a good movie actually. Okay. So that is a on demand. First thing. Now finally, okay, you have tested different configurations. Right. So you got a conclusion. Okay, I need this configuration, but why we really need to pay hourly basis? Can't we, sign a contract with AWS? Okay, hey AWS, this configuration is okay for me. Okay, instead of paying hourly basis, I want to take it for an year. Are you going to give any discount? Yes, obviously Amazon will give some discount. So when we can go with that option, whenever we are sure what configuration we required, what workload we want to continue, at the time only we can go with that, right? So that is actually reserved EC2 instances. The name only telling you that, okay, you are reserving the capacity, but for what duration? For 1 year or 3 years? For 1 year or 3 years, you reserve the capacity. You reserve the capacity. Now, within this reserved instances also, we have multiple options. Okay, the first, we'll discuss about pricing. The first pricing method is full upfront. Okay, so you went to AWS. Hey, AWS, I want to purchase this configuration for 1 year. Then AWS will tell you, okay, you want to pay full amount, you want to pay partial amount, or you want to pay everything on monthly basis. If you are okay to full amount as a single payment, AWS will give good discount. Why? Because you are paying everything. Okay. So that is a full upfront. Pay 100% whenever you are purchasing the server. Then you will get the server, you use it. That is a first option, full upfront. Second option is partial upfront. For example, so if I want to go with the full upfront, I need to pay $1,000. But I don't have $1,000 to pay. But I have $300 or $400. Okay, still I want to negotiate with AWS. In that scenario, you go and choose this partial upfront option. You pay 30 to 50% now. Then what AWS will do? Whatever the instance hourly price we have, right? They will reduce that price. Generally, if price is $1, they will make it 20 cents or 30 cents. With that reduced hourly price, we are going to get charged for how many hours you are using. Why they are reducing the price? Why? Because you are paying some amount as a one time. Remaining based on the usage, you need to pay. That is a partial upfront option. Fine, I don't have the $300 or $400, but still I need a server from AWS. In that scenario, right? So we can go with the no upfront option. No upfront option. So you no need to pay anything. You no need to pay anything. Pay everything on monthly basis only. Okay. So you will get a server, but this no upfront cost is almost same as a on-demand cost. This no upfront is going to have same price as a on-demand cost. Okay. So these are the three pricing options. One is pay full amount, whether you are using it or stopping it or what purpose you are using. Amazon won't ask you anything. Why? Because you already paid everything. First option. Second option, you pay some amount now. As you paid some amount, they will reduce that amount, hourly price. With that reduced hourly price, you use the server and you pay based on your usage. Third one, no upfront. Okay, so fine, you have paid full amount and you got a server. But after 1 month, you realize you no longer require that server. But you already paid, right? So what we can do with that server? We have an option. We have a place called AWS Marketplace. See, once you purchase, whether you put it in stopped state or running state, doesn't matter to AWS. Okay. So, but you don't require that anymore. So then you can sell it. We have a AWS Marketplace. We can sell it and we can get some amount back. Okay. So that place name is AWS Marketplace. These are the pricing options. Fine. While purchasing this hardware or instance, we need to select a configuration. How much CPU required, how much memory we required, how much storage we required. We need to choose a configuration. Can we modify that configuration during that 1 year period or during that 3 years period? You're purchasing a server for 1 year or 3 years. Okay. During that period, can I upgrade it? If your instance is standard reserved instance, you cannot do that. Okay. If you need the flexibility to upgrade it, go with the convertible reserved instance. Okay. So standard, we cannot change configuration during the period. Convertible, yes, we can go and change the configuration. Scheduled reserved instance is not so commonly used one. You don't find it in Mumbai region and all. And even you don't get an instance also if you search for that. So, but the scheduled reserved instance mechanism is, so you need a server for 1 year, but you are going to use it only from Monday morning to Friday evening. Saturday, Sunday, you don't want to use. I need it for 1 year, but from Monday morning to Friday evening. Every Monday it should start, every Friday it should stop. So it's a persistent request, repeated request, right? Till 1 year. In that scenario, we can go and choose the scheduled reserved instance. Okay, not so commonly used one. And in organizations, we are going to use this standard reserved instance many times. In my current project, most of the resources are standard reserved instances. Why? Because we know the usage. We predicted the usage and we got a conclusion. Okay, this is what our requirement or client requirement. So we purchase it. Compared to on demand, you are going to get good amount of discount here for this reserved instances. All right. So that is a reserved mechanism. Now we have one more category called spot instances. When coming to the spot instances, so it's like it works with bidding mechanism. You know bidding, right? Okay. So AWS is going to have an instance, right? So if you want to purchase that in on-demand mechanism, it is going to cost you $1. Just example, I'm giving an example. In on-demand mechanism, it is going to cost you $1 per hour. But I'm not ready to pay $1. I'm not ready to pay $1. In that scenario, what I can do, I can create a bidding request. Hey, AWS, your price is $1, but I want the EC2 instance at 30 cents only. From this day to this date, I need an EC2 instance. Okay, but at this lower price. Now AWS will review, they will evaluate. If they have enough resources, they will give you that server at your quoted price. They will maintain a spot price. Your spot price is equal to AWS spot price, they will give a server. Or you quoted higher price, they will give. But if your price is lower than AWS spot price, AWS won't give you server. So you are bidding against AWS spot pricing. Okay. So that is a spot mechanism. There is a problem with the spot mechanism. So basically AWS works with demand and supply mechanism. Demand is more, price is more. Or supply is less, price is more. Okay, the resource is not available, then price is more, right? So similar way, so if resource is available, AWS spot price is going to be moderate. But demand is more, AWS will increase the price. You quoted some price, but AWS price is increased, then our price is less than AWS price, right? AWS will terminate our instance. AWS will terminate our instance. Okay, terminate means delayed. Sir, excuse me, concentrate here, otherwise leave. Okay, so yeah, sorry. Don't disturb him actually. So we need to quote the price, right? So if that quoted price is equal, we will get server. If our price is high, we will have a server. But if price is AWS price is increased, our is less price, so then AWS will terminate. Terminate means completely delete. It won't stop. If you want, we can set it the setting to stop, but it will delete completely. You are going to lose all your data. Because of that, we never run mission critical workloads or production workloads into the spot instances. So we always go with the on-demand or reserved instances. Okay. So this spot, I'll show you where you can find these categories. I'll show you. And one more point here. So you have taken one server under spot category. So you have used it for 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay. So price is same. Price is not increased. But you done with your requirement, you deleted the server. You need to pay for full price. Okay. But you have a server, you quoted some price, you used it for 1.5 hour or 1 hour 55 minutes, but AWS price is increased. Your price is less than AWS price. So then AWS is going to delete that server. In that scenario, you don't need to pay for partial hours. That 55 minutes you use, right? Even if it is a 59 minutes also, you no need to pay for that 59 minutes. Only for completed hours, you need to pay. So that is one of the certification question. This one is one of the certification question. I'll show you the question also. Okay. For partial hour, we no need to pay if AWS price is increased. But if you delete it, yes, you need to pay full usage. Okay. Clear with all the 3 categories? Any questions? Yes, please.
What do you mean by
Yes.
price increased exactly? I mean,
one second. Yeah. So once it is terminated, yes, our data will be completely deleted. So if you want to have the data, then you can stop it. I'll give an example for this stop and terminate. So you have a car, assume you have a car, you went to a movie. Okay, you park your car in parking slot. Are you going to keep that car running state till you watch that movie? No, right? So you are going to stop it. So once you come back from movie, you are going to start it and you are going to use it. So because of that stop, are you going to lose anything from your car? Like a engine, seats, you are not going to lose anything, right? You are going to have everything with you. Okay. So that is stop and start. So you are not using it actually, but you kept it in stopped state.
no.
Whenever it is in stopped state, you have everything, but it won't be available. It won't be available. Whenever you start it, everything will be available again. That is stop and start. So terminate means, so you have a car, so that end of life, you purchased a new one, so you have given it to a scrap guy. So he already made it scrap. Once he made it scrap, can you get it back and can you start run that? No, right? He already made it scrap, deleted everything, scrapped everything. Okay, so that is terminate. Terminate is like a deleting resource. You are going to lose all your data. There is no option to get the data back if it is terminated. But stop, you can. So the problem with the spot instance is, so instances are going to terminate. So that's the reason we don't run mission critical workloads. You have a job, you need high configuration at low price, this is best. If job failure happen also, you have an option to resume it, then this is the best option. Why? Because at lower cost, you are fulfilling your requirement. Okay. But your jobs are not unrecoverable ones, or data is important to you. You always looking for up and running. In that scenario, right? You can go with the on-demand mechanism. Yes, for testing purpose, we can use Spot. You want to try out different configurations? It's just a testing, right? If one server goes down, also I can take another server and I can continue my testing. So then we can go with the Spot instances. They will give 2 minutes warning. Yeah, just 2 minutes warning. So within 2 minutes, what we can do? We can't do anything, right? So again, for that warning, we need to create an SNS topic. To that SNS topic, we will get a notification. Sorry? Standard. Most of the times we go with the standard pricing. Okay. So standard with full upfront. Why? Because full upfront will give good discount, right? That's the reason. All right. I've logged into my AWS account. First thing, whatever the IAM user you're working here, make sure this user have EC2 full access. Otherwise, you can't do anything. Or else you simply give administration access. You gave administration access to this user and use same user throughout the course. Okay. So I'm using this user, Avinash_T user throughout the course. So use same user. Right. So now, first thing, EC2 is a region specific service. So far, whatever the resources we have used, right? So those resources are global. S3 is a global. IAM is global. Both doesn't require any region selection. But now, whatever the thing we are going to use here, that is a region specific. That means whenever you are in Mumbai, whatever server you create, that you can see when you are in Mumbai region only. For example, you see here, I have 5 security groups and 2 placement groups and 3 key pairs. Similar way, just assume you have some instances also here. If we switch to different region, I'm switching to Northern California. Okay. So now I'm in California region. Can I see that placement groups? Can I see the key pairs? Can I see that 5 security groups here? Similar way, we cannot see these instances also. AWS is giving 750 hours per month under free tier limitation. 750 hours per month for these EC2 instances for a specific configuration called T2 micro. Okay, so I'll show you that. Let me start from scratch actually. All right.
Hello, Mr. Avinash.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question. If we opt for on-demand instance in the starting stage, then I want to switch to reserved one. Can I switch that again, or I can't?
Okay, so here the question is switching from on-demand to reserve. You can switch at any time. So the logic here is, so in reserve category, so in left pane you observe, whenever we are launching this instance, we need to choose a configuration here. If you are going with this configuration, that is nothing but on-demand. If you are just going with this, that is nothing but on-demand. So where we can find reserved, you go here in left pane, you have an option called reserved instances. Go to reserved instances, click on purchase reserved instance, select the operating system you required, tenancy we will talk, offering class. You want to go with the standard, convertible. Standard, don't allow us to change configuration during the period. Convertible, allow us to change. So then instance type, I want to go with the T2 micro, T3 micro. This we will discuss tomorrow. Then term, 1 year term or 3 years term. You want to go with the all upfront, partial upfront, search. So same configuration. If you are going with all upfront, you need to pay $58. If you pay $58, no hourly price, nothing. No hourly price, nothing. Okay, so you're going to get a server, whether you keep it in running state, stopped state, doesn't matter. The second one is no upfront. You're not paying anything now. Everything you need to pay monthly basis based on the usage. So effective rate is 0.007. So you are going to get charged for that 0.007 hourly. That is no upfront. When coming to partial upfront, okay. So generally the cost is 0.007. But if you pay $29 now, that 0.007 is discounted or comes to 0.003. With this 0.003, how many hours we are going to use a server, we are going to get charged for that. Okay. Now, so you already have a server with T3 micro. So now if you go and purchase this T3 micro, that is you launched as a on demand, but you purchase T3 micro, AWS will balance that. Okay. So you manually no need to go and change the categories. You manually no need to change. So you just go and purchase your configuration. AWS will automatically match that. Okay. So if you're purchasing here, doesn't give you any server. You go and launch same configuration, the price AWS will match in backend. So that is a logic. Okay. And compared to this standard and on-premise, so here, standard, we cannot change configuration. Convertible, we can change, right? So as AWS is giving that flexibility, AWS is costing bit more. You see here, for convertible, the cost is $66. For standard, the cost is $58. Why? They're giving that flexibility. As they are giving flexibility, they're costing bit more for convertible instances. Okay. So now spot instances. How many we can how many we can purchase from AWS? Unlimited you can purchase. So when coming to this left pane, we have spot instances. Go here. Request spot instance. So you can go and choose all the settings. And here, if you scroll down, it will ask us the pricing. Lowest price you want to go with, or else you can go and choose select the instant type manually. What is configuration you required, that we can choose this. You will come to know about this. Just have this thing in mind. You see, this is what approximate cost for the configuration we are selecting. So compared to on demand, 73% savings. But if price is increased, AWS may delay the server. That is a problem. Okay, that is a spot instance option. Now, here in today's session, we will discuss how to launch a Windows server, how to get connected to it. I'm not going to take you through each and every option in today's session itself. Only important options are primary options. We will discuss. Okay. Tomorrow again I'll take you through. Those options. But for now, let's concentrate on the important options. So first of all, go to Mumbai region. I'm in Mumbai region. I'm launching an instance in Mumbai region. Click on launch instance. Primarily, we need to choose what operating system, what configuration, what port number you want to open. So you give a name here. What is the name you want to give? My first Windows. I'm calling it as a my first Windows as a name. So then what operating system you want to launch? So technically, we call operating systems as the AMI, Amazon Machine Image. We call it as a AMI. So I'm going to choose an AMI now. Okay, as I told you, I want to go with the Windows operating system. So select Windows. From in coming sessions, we will launch this Amazon Linux and all. So I'm selecting Windows. Then what version you want to? You see here, Windows Server 2022 is there, 2019 is there, 2016 is there, right? 2012 is there. What version you want to go with? I personally use Windows Server 2016. It's a bit lightweight compared to latest versions. Okay, so go here, search for 2016. I'm selecting 2016 base. Go with the base version only, not core base. I'm repeating this. If you're going with core base, you won't get any UI. If you're looking for UI, go with the 2022 base. Okay? So I'm going with Windows Server 2022 base. Then scroll down. What is the instant type? We have wide variety of configurations available in AWS. But only one comes under free. That is T2 Micro. So go with only T2 Micro. If you are selecting, if you're scrolling down, are you able to see that free tier eligible label for any other category? No. Only for T2 Micro, we have free tier eligible label. Okay. So go and select only that. Even here also, Windows Server 2022 have free tier. If you select 2016 base, you have free tier label here. Okay. So make sure you verify that. So free tier eligible here. Free tier eligible here. Now, this key pair works with encryption decryption mechanism. Fine. We are launching a server, but what is the username and password? Who gives the password? Obviously, AWS need to give. But how AWS is going to authenticate us? If you try to get connect, will it give password to you? No, right? So I need to have an authentication method. So for that purpose, we need to create a key pair. This is a brand new EC2 instance. I'm launching for the first time. If it is already connected, then no need to have a key pair. But this is the first time I'm launching. So obviously we need a key pair. Okay, let's go and create a key pair here. Click on create new key pair. If you launch this without a key pair, you don't have an option to get connected to the server. If you want to connect, you need to have a key pair. Okay, click on create new key pair, give a name. So I'm going to call this as on top of my desktop, I have a folder called key pairs. Let me delete this. Okay. So I'm going to create a key pair called my Windows KP and go with the PEM. PuTTY is for only Linux. We are launching a Windows server, go with the PEM only. Select PEM option, click on create key pair. AWS will automatically create one key pair, and you see here automatically one file is downloaded to my local laptop. This we need to secure. We need to secure this. If you lost this, you cannot get connected to your server. If you delete this, you cannot get connected to your server. So keep it in a secured location. Generally, what I will do, I will copy and I'll paste all these in a key pairs folder on my desktop. This is a key pairs folder on my desktop. I'll always paste it here. Right. So now the key pair downloaded, that will give default username and password. Fine. Now we are going to have a VPC called default VPC. Do not touch anything. So here there is an option called firewall. What exactly firewall is? What firewall will do generally? Firewall is like a watchman. So he have authority to restrict or allow. So generally, if watchman allows, then only you will be allowed here, right? So it acts as a filter. Who need to reach what traffic need to reach our EC2 instance? So that will happen with the help of firewall. Security group act as a firewall at our EC2 instance level, at server level. Okay, fine. We are sitting somewhere else in Hyderabad. Okay, my server, I'm launching it in one of the data center in Mumbai. So you see, we are in Mumbai region. So I'm launching a server in Mumbai region. Okay, but I'm sitting in here in Hyderabad. How I can get connected to it? How I can get connected to it? With the help of opened port number. If it is a Windows instance, there is a protocol called RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. RDP means Remote Desktop Protocol. That must be open, otherwise you cannot get connected to it. If it is a Linux server, SSH, Secure Shell. Secure Shell must be open, then only we can get connected to it. For example, for a Windows, you open SSH, it won't work. For Linux, you open RDP, it won't work. For Windows, we must open RDP. It works on a port number. So generally, we have some port numbers. 0 to 65,635 port numbers we have. 65,535 port numbers we have. Every port have its purpose. Okay, RDP port number is 3389. You must remember it. We have some port numbers. RDP 3389. SSH port number 22. STTP port number 80. STTPS port number 443. Okay, MSSQL port number 1433. MySQL 3306. These 6 port numbers you must remember. Okay. So if you come with any question, okay, hey Avinash, I'm not able to get connected to the server. First, I'll ask you, okay, share your security group screenshot. Your troubleshooting should always start from security group if you are not able to get connected to your server. We will, even in real environments also, we will get a lot of such type of requests. Hey Avinash, I'm not able to get connected and all. Okay. So you simply go to security group, verify required port number is opened or not. Okay. So now we are launching a Windows server. So Windows works with a RDP protocol. RDP protocol ID is 3389. We must open that. Then only we can get connected to it. Okay. So let's go and open that. So it's creating a new security group. If you want, you can go with that option. Otherwise, if you already have one, you can go and select. But this is our first instance. Let's create a new security group. Create new security group. If you want to give name and all, click on edit. And then scroll down, give a name. I am calling it as a my Windows SG. So I'm giving a description. Security group for all Windows instances. Okay. So now you see here, defaultly RDP is open. Right. And from where you want to get connected to it. See, it picked port number automatically. You cannot edit. This is fixed. If you select here, if you select SSH, it picking 22 automatically. But this is Windows, so select RDP only. Now, what is a source type? From where you want to get connected to the server? Anywhere means wherever, where exactly you are sitting doesn't matter. Across the globe, you sit anywhere, you can get connected to it. You sit anywhere, you can get connected to it. The second option is my IP. Okay, my IP means Naresh IT IP address. Why? Because I am sitting in Naresh IT network. So it pick Naresh IT IP address automatically, and I can get connected to the server only from Naresh IT. If I go to my home, even if I have username and password also, I cannot get connected to it. Okay, so that is my IP. Now let's take a simple scenario. So nowadays, because of this pandemic, right, everybody is doing work from home. Okay, so you got a request like, hey Avinash, launch a server. That server should be available to only corporate users. The client requirement is it should be available to only corporate users who is sitting in office. In that scenario, can I select anywhere? If I select anywhere, it will be available for everyone, not only for corporate users. Can I select my IP? If I select my IP, as I am doing work from home, it picks my home IP address. If anyone want to connect, they need to come to my home. Then only they can get connected. So that is also not a valid option. So we can go and select custom. We can give corporate IP address here. Give your corporate IP address. That is going to be fixed. Okay. If we gave this IP address, now I cannot get connected to it. I must present in that network to get connected to it. Okay. So then we can give corporate IP address here. So can we give multiple IP address? Of course we can give. Can we open port multiple times? Of course you can do that. For example, I want to open for this as well as I want to open for my local. So then open the port again and select my IP. So there is no DNI, no conflict. If you allow, only they can get connected to it. Okay. So this is a mechanism. So for now, we have dedicated session on this. Right. So I'm going with anywhere for now. For a couple of days, go with anywhere. You guys also. Opening RTP as it is a Windows, going with anywhere option. Now, how much storage you want to give? 30 gigs is okay. Don't add any additional spaces, additional storage here. Scroll down, click on launch instance. That's it. So first thing, given a tag, then selected operating system, I'm going with Windows Server 2016 base. That is the first option, selecting AMI. Second option, select configuration. I'm going with free tier eligible only. Third, key pair. Go with the key pair. Then fourth, create a firewall. Create a firewall. Make sure you select anywhere or my IP. Okay. So then click on launch instance. Now an instance is launched. An instance is launched and it is in pending state. It will take some time. It will take some time to change its status to running state. To update the status, it will take some time. Once status is updated, we can get connected to it. Now, to get connected to it, do we need to use any additional softwares? Yes. Okay. If you are using Windows operating system, most of you use Windows operating system, right? You no need to install any. Defaultly, we have one software. Okay. The software is a remote desktop connection. I'll show you. So just press Windows R, Windows key and R. Type MSTSC. Type MSTSC. MSTSC means press Windows key plus R. Whenever you press Windows key and R, okay, it will open run, type MSTSC, Microsoft Terminal Service Console. Okay, then click on enter. Then you will get an option remote desktop connection. Okay, enter your EC2 instance public IP address. We will have two types of IP address here. See, observe here, I got my EC2 instance. There is an IP address called public IP address and private IP address. Public IP address is unique across the globe. Just like Avinash Reddy Tipparthi. But this private IP address works only within the network and unique within the network only. Chinna Kanna Bujji. In your home, they're going to call you Chinna Kanna Bujji, right? Your mother or brother will call you, right? So that works only within your home. If you go outside, for example, if I'm lost in Tirupati crowd, if they call me, hey Chinna, come here, 100 Chinnas will come. Correct. So there, what they need to use, they need to call, hey Avinash Reddy Tipparthi, where are you? Come here. They need to call. So only I will respond to that. So same thing here. This is Chinna Kanna Bujji, don't use it. Okay. All you need to use is public IP address. It is unique across the globe. Once it is allocated to this instance, no server, no one will have same IP address. So the uniqueness, I'm sitting here, the server is in Mumbai, how I'm getting connected to it? With the help of this unique public IP address. So use public IP address only to get connected to the instance. Got it? So now grab the public IP address, enter, then click on connect. Once you click on connect, it will ask you to enter username and password. It will ask you to enter username and password. So enter username and password. Username is administrator. Password is get it using key pair. AWS will give an auto-generated password. AWS will give an auto-generated password. Whenever you are browsing your key pair, use that and get connected to it. Okay? So this is a Windows process. If you are using Mac operating system, go to App Store, Mac or any other Linux, download Microsoft Remote Desktop Tool. Download Microsoft Remote Desktop Tool and simply you can use it. The mechanism is same. Username and password here also. The mechanism is same. Enter the username and password. You can get connected to it. So first I'm going to show this Mac option. Okay. So here I already have this tool, Remote Desktop Tool. This is a remote desktop application. I'm opening that. So this is how exactly the tool looks like. Go here, click on add PC. Then it is asking what is the PC name. PC name is nothing but IP address. So we need to give public IP or private IP. Grab the public IP address. Give that public IP address here. User account. So add user account. Then you can enter username and password. This is one option. Otherwise, just type the PC name or public IP address here. Click on add. Now it is added here. give a double click. Whenever you give double click, you see here, it is giving this window. That means my laptop is able to communicate with AWS instance. If you are not getting this, if it is failing here itself, that means problem with security group. So it's asking me to enter username and password. So the default username is administrator. But who is saying that administrator? We can verify. Select your EC2 instance. See, if you directly try to click on the connect, it won't. Select your instance, click on connect, select the second option called RDP client. Okay, so scroll down. This is the IP address or DNS name. Default username is administrator, password. You see there is an option here, get password. Click on that get password. Okay, what key pair is associated? My Windows KP. Click on upload private key. Then go to desktop. So where exactly, or download location, where exactly you have the key pair, go to that location, select the key pair, then click on open. Now, when I click on decrypt password, you see here, I got a randomly generated password. So manually select and copy. Otherwise, here is a copy symbol, copy it. Okay, now enter the password here. Okay, now click on continue. This is little fingerprint authentication. Just click on continue here. Click on continue. You see here, I got connected to an EC2 instance running in AWS. It is not my local laptop. Okay, I got connected to a Windows EC2 instance now. I can do whatever I want to perform. I can change the desktop, or I can, install something. I can run something like a database or web server. I can do whatever I want within this server. Okay. Yeah. So this is a connectivity process with Mac operating system. Now, so let's assume you are using Windows operating system. You want to get connected to your instance. So I told you Windows R. Click on Windows R. Then you will get this run option. What we need to type? MSTSC. Type MSTSC, click on enter. Then it is asking me to enter IP address or computer name. What IP address I need to pick? Public IP address of the EC2 instance. Grab the public IP address. Give that public IP address here. Then click on continue. Connect. Then it is asking me to enter username and password. Username is administrator. Password, browse the password. Click on connect, RDP client, get password, upload private key file, select your PEM file. If you select wrong PEM file, it won't work. You must give valid PEM file. So basically, AWS will keep public IP address in EC2 instance. They given private key to us. It works like a lock and key. AWS is locking our EC2 instance, but key is with us. Key is that private key. Okay. So grab that, enter that here, then click on OK. If it is asking any fingerprint authentication, just type yes. Okay. So then we can get, I'm trying to connect to same machine. That's the reason it is not working. Okay. So then you will get connected to it. This is one option. If you don't remember this MSTSC and all, do one thing. Go to start, search for remote desktop connection. When you search remote desktop, you can find this. Open it. Same process. Even You are too lazy to do this. Okay. If you are too lazy to do this, then select your instance, click on connect, go to RDP client. Here you see download remote desktop file. Click on the download remote desktop file, then give a double click. Once file is downloaded, give a double click. Directly it picked IP address, it picked username, and it is asking us to enter password. Okay, so how to get the password? The same screen, get password, browse a key pair, then whatever password it is giving, right? Just enter that password here. This is easy, right? Download the file, double click, enter the password. So whatever option is comfort to you, you use that. Okay. So this is how exactly we get connected to Windows instance. So same thing here, it's documented. These some options, these R5, R3 is our tomorrow's session topic. Okay. So here, some tasks for today. This is option, how to connect to Windows. Okay. The first task, pretty straightforward. Launch Windows EC2 instance and using key pair, get connected to that EC2 instance. Okay. Now, task 2 is, once you get connected to it, change the administrator password. We are connecting it as an administrator and we are using AWS auto-generated password. Use that, get connected to it. Once connected to it, change the administrator password. Then disconnect, close the session. Okay. Now try to log into EC2 instance using key pair given password and custom password. And test which one is working.
So Avinash, you mean like you want us to log in into remote desktop and then like to change the password? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry,
Just to
log in as an administrator
in remote desktop.
administrator password.
Okay.
Okay, change administrator password, disconnect, try to log in by using your newly set up password. Okay, or try with the custom password, key pair given password, and test which one is working. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That is a task 2. Task 3 is, okay, so within this EC2 instance, see, whatever the user I'm mentioning here, it's not IAM user. It's not IAM user. This user within EC2 instance. We connected to the server right here. So within this server, we can create users. So if I open Windows command prompt here, if I am giving who am I, so it's saying you're working as administrator within this machine. Can I create another user in this machine? Yes. So create another user. The task is create another user within this EC2 instance. Okay. And provide remote desktop permissions as well as local administrator permissions. If you don't know, Google it. If you don't know, Google it. Just go to Google, how to create a local user in a server 2016. Okay. How to set a password for administrator in Windows Server 2016. How to provide remote desktop permission to a user in Windows Server 2016. Google it. Then do that. Now, so basically in Windows operating system, right, we have a concept called terminal license concept. At a time, same server, multiple users can use. Multiple users can get connected to same server at a time. They can work on their desktops. So whatever the new user you created here, you created and you connected, right? Whatever user,
use that user and take a session along with administrator. Two users should get connected to the server at a time. Again, not IAM users, user you created within your EC2 instance. Okay. So I'll show you how to create a user. I can see a lot of question mark faces. So here I want to create a user within this machine. So I can go to server manager. Here we have, come on. So basically the configuration is very, very low. 1 CPU and 1 gigs of the RAM. So it's very, very low. So you need to have patience whenever you are working with Windows. Linux works good. So go to this computer management. Linux will start from tomorrow. I hope everybody registered to the Linux course. Okay. So in left pane, we have local users and groups. Expand that local users and groups. Go to users, create a user now. Even if you want to change administrator password, go here, give a right click, set password. So you are changing administrator password. If you want to create a new user, click here, new user. Okay, set up a password. So then go to groups, add that user to remote desktop users. This is a task. And now whatever user you created here, new user. So go here, take a session, Windows R, give same IP address, but while asking for username and password, don't give administrator and password. Give new username and password and get connected to it. Okay. So that is a start task. All right. So if you are using one server without any difficulty, you can use it for an entire month and still you are going to have 6 hours pending. Okay. So launch without any worry, but make sure you select only T2 micro. Do not select any other category. All right. So yeah, any questions for me? Okay, we can modify at any time. So here the question is, I decided to change my security group. So select the security group. You see here, open that security group. Scroll down. There is a edit inbound rules. Edit that. So you selected for anywhere, right? I decided to change it to only my IP. I can select and save rules. Now it changed to only my IP. We can, at any time, we can change that. And important thing, these changes will take effect immediately. You do change to security group, it will take effect immediately. Yeah. And once you're done with your lab, once you're done with your practice, make sure you terminate your resource. You terminate your resource. Do not even put it in stopped state. We are not running any mission critical workloads here. So once you're done with your lab, select your instance state, terminate instance. If you select terminate instance, it will ask you, click on terminate, it will delete permanently. But it will be shown in the console for some time. Don't worry about that. Okay. But once it is terminated, there is no option to get connected to it. Yeah. Okay. Here. Can we buy book you have shared? No, Rajesh. So that Naresh IT only sell that book who physically comes here. So otherwise you take a printout of that. Please give the port numbers again. It's already documented here. So some port numbers I told you, right? You must remember this. So that's documented here.
So every time you suggest to terminate the instance at the end of like after our workouts, right?
Yes. So in organization, we never terminate.
Yeah.
Why? Because we are going to have real application and real workloads,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
here, every day, once you're done with your lab, terminate it.
Okay.
Yeah. So no other questions. Can I terminate now? Okay. So you can use, if both are in AWS, then you can use either of the one. Both works. Yes. Outside of the environment only public IP address. Within the environment, you can use private IP address. All right. I'm uploading that. I'm uploading that EC2 document to our GitHub.
Avinash, once explain how to change administrator password and username.
Sir, I terminated the instance just some time back. If you ask same question just some time back, I might shown that, but I deleted. Before deleting also, I asked, anyone have any questions?
Go to tools and compute management.
Yeah. Server manager, tools, compute manager. Left pane, you have users and groups. Select users and groups. Right, you have an option called users. Double click, you will get administrator. Right click, first option is set password.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so ec2.txt document is in our GitHub. All right. Yeah, that's it for today's session. See, for tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I'm going to take a lot of time to explain this EC2 launch process. But 2 sessions completed, I'm going to launch instance within 15 seconds. Within 15 to 20 seconds itself, I'm going to launch an instance. If you don't want to feel speed there, you need to practice today and tomorrow. Okay. So just spend some time and practice how to launch and how to get connected to it. All right. See you again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.